so I think what's going to happen is I'm going to tell some stories. At certain points, there'll be some help from the children. If any of the children want to sit on the mat, so they're very welcome, or you're fine where you are. And then, after about, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour, I think there'll be a little break. And then the children are going to stay with me and do some acting. And any of the keen adults are going to stay and watch if they want to, or join in with the acting, if the children let you. Okay, so, are you ready for it? The stars to shine, and the earth to turn. In the beginning, everything was very, very still. The sun was still. The stars were still. The earth was still. Everything was still, and then the Lord made it. And then, evil, like a lightning bolt, split through the earth. It knocked the sun, it knocked the stars, it knocked the earth. Are you ready to knock the earth, please? So sit on the floor. And then it went on its way, but not before it had created demons. How many of you are feeling demonic today? Are you feeling demonic? Show me your demonic faces. Reassert itself, as you so well know, after evil. And where the sun had been knocked, it started to burn. And where the stars had been knocked, they started to shine. And where the earth had been knocked, it started to turn. Kings rose up upon the earth. These kings were so good that a bright, shining bird of light just hovered over their foreheads whenever they were about to do something extremely heroic. Any of the young people here feeling heroic today? Excellent. Excellent. Who would like to come out to be a king? Come on, you're come out and be a king. Give a round of applause, please, to the king. Let's see for the king. King's Road. Who's feeling like being a bright, shining bird of light? Oh, there's so many bright, shining birds of light. It's really difficult to see. Okay, king. I'm just about to time. Shining bird of light. Oh, yes, there's a butterfly. Okay, shining bird of light. This is a flower, isn't it? Yeah? Okay, so do you want to rub it like that? Just slip one arm through here. That's lovely. And then the other arm through here. And then you just get a bit of a flap. And then you face the audience and flap, and then you become the scores. Okay, who wants to be the fire? Anybody feeling like being fire? Anybody feeling like being fire? Well, this is on your head. You put it down on your head. Is it fixed? No. Okay, put the fire there. Alright? So now, you have to practice. You sit down there and leaping out when fire flashes from its hiding place. So you're going to give him a 1, 2, 3. He's going to leap out and flash, aren't you? Okay. 1. Are you ready? 1. They're not ready, are they? King, do you know loud enough? Would you like to sit on your throne and cue them because they're obviously not behaving? Would you like to even hold one thumb up and they will know to say 1 and then 2 and then 3? Leaps out of his hiding place and flashes. I tell you what, I think my earrings are spectacular in their rhythmic participation, but do you mind if I take them off? No. Because they're definitely making a weird sound against the thing. So are we ready, Kate? you ready, bird of light? Yes, are you ready to fire? No, that's okay. You're absolutely right, because we don't need you yet. You can sit down there, that's perfect. That was okay. Okay, so, a king was in the mountains with his hand, stand up king. When a dusky form came bearing down on them, with eyes like pools of blood and smoking jaws. It was a dark beast, a wild beast. What teeth, what claws? Can I see the beast, please? That's everybody here, because it's easy as big as you. 1, 2, 3. The brow of a good king is shining bright. In Iran, they call it the royal far. When the king is good, it shines like a star. The king picked up a stone that's just there to throw at the beast. Are you ready, beast? Let's hit the beast. Let's hear the beast. His aim was true, but the beast disappeared. And fire. You can only do 1, 2, 3. It's not quite ready yet. And fire. 1, 2. He leapt out of his hiding place and flashed. The king fell to his knees. His arms were raised. He called out, "Thanks be to God for this almighty blaze of peace, hope, warmth, celebration." Can you give a round of applause, please, to the good fire? Excellent. Well, we'll just carry on this one. So that's all wonderfully good. King, that's beautiful. Wonderfully good. As you know, King, created good, out of evil. But the demons didn't want to be good. No. They didn't want to be calm and quiet and occasionally heroic. No. They liked to scream until they burst their eardrums. They liked to fart themselves off their feet. They liked to spin themselves round and round and round and round at the rate of 1,000 miles per hour. The master shape changer was Ahriman Evil, and his favourite shape was a horse. And one day the king of kings decided to restrain Ahriman Evil, make him constant, making the same shape. And so he jumped on his back and rode him around the earth for 30 years. And after 30 years, all the little demons shouted, "Mara Makosh, don't kill us! Don't kill us, and we'll give you a special gift." And the king reined in Ahriman Evil, the horse, and he thought to himself, you know, the demons can give some things that even God has forgotten. And so he said, what gift should he give? And the demons just went, Better than me, I'm ready, here we go. It was from the demons that playground games were created. Because all good things start with play, and from play came languages: Persian, Greek, Sogdian, Chinese, English, probably. Now, because of languages, stories spread through the earth. So, are you ready for one of the most famous and beautiful stories from the Shetland? Are you? No! Definite no, or a definite yes, but a definite nothing. Definite nothing. I'm feeling very loud. Am I about the right level? It's not too loud. It's not too aggressive or in your face. Okay. Before we start with this mega story, we have to give a huge round of applause to Mahmoud. This is doing multifarious things today. He's going to do the sound for the story. This, and I can assure you if they go wrong, it's my iPod, nothing else. So, in a land of deserts, in a land of gardens, in a land of flowers, in a land of fountains, in a land of Iran, there was a very, very handsome hero. A little bit like these two heroes sitting on the back over there. Yeah, well, that one looking against the door, the other one just there. And his name was Sar. And if Sar came up to you and you were a beautiful young girl like that, unfortunately, he stopped all that, got married, as all heroes should, shouldn't they? And his wife, beautiful, had a beautiful baby, like the world-brightening sun. Apart from the fact that this child was born with white hair. And of course everybody in Persia, in Iran at this time, was born with black hair. And when Sam, the father, saw the child, he said, "It must be from Akron, the evil one. I don't want it. I don't care what you do with it. You can leave it in the desert, you can leave it in the forest, you can leave it in the mountains, wherever you would like, just make sure it dies." And so the servant was asked to do it because if it's left without its mother, in deserts or forests or mountains, in the deserts the sun might burn it up, in the forest the animals might eat it, in the mountains it might get so cold or torn apart by wolves. So,
how could that baby be like that if someone else couldn't be like that?
well, you often wonder how could they possibly have left a little baby? It's something your mum did, isn't it? Yeah? So anyway, the servant, I feel very sorry for the servant. You know, the servant, what are they going to do with the baby? What are they going to do with the baby? So the servant went walking, thought, I don't know where to leave it, in the deserts, or the forests, or the mountains. And so the servant decided to leave it in the mountains, because the mountains are closest to God. And so she left it there, and went away. And by day, the child turned its head away from the sun. It must have really wanted to live. And by night, when it was cold, it kicked its little fists and its little feet. And when it was hungry, it sucked its fingers. But the top of the highest mountain, Mount EndOfYearParty, is a special place because at the top of that mountain there are two posts. One is of ebony wood, one is of sandalwood, and between those two posts is a giant nest. And the mother of that nest is, of course, the magical Simorg. She whose feathers can change at the blink of an eye. She can be purple, she can be red. Her beak is sometimes golden, it sometimes shines, it sometimes drips with blood, depending on her mood. And she came swooping over the mountains, looking for something to feed her hungry chicks. The chicks were as big as you. Do you get hungry? You're wiping your mouth there as if you just had a giant gormazazzi. Do you get hungry? Yeah? Well, every chick was like, it was like, So when she saw the little baby, she thought a perfect snack for my little ones, and she picked it up and she dropped it in her giant nest. But far from eating the boy, the little chicks just feathered softly next to him and made little bird sounds. Oh, it's the bird sound, it doesn't matter. Anyway, maybe some chicks, so we're just waiting for the bird sound. Any chicks, any fluffy feathers, little chicks. That's and then it. And then they looked, and that was a child. And as I said, they just softly up to it, and they kind of went, And it's because of the little chicks that the mother bird learned how to look after the human child, and she gave him meat instead of milk, and he grew up to be as tall as a cypress tree, with long white hair flowing down to his waist, and she called him Zal, the white-haired one. And as he grew, he was so fast, he could catch a fish with just one plunge of his fist into the water. And when he ran down the mountains, his long white hair didn't tangle as he called to his bird brothers. But Sam, you remember Sam, the hero? So many heroes, and look at the line of heroes there. Yes? He got old. And as he got old, his hair turned what colour? White. And his beard curled down his cheek like white willow leaves. And when he looked at himself in the mirror, he thought, there's no evil in the colour of a person's hair. What have I done to my only child? It sometimes happens when you get old, you kind of regret that you didn't have children, but it's much, much worse if you gave one of them away. And he started to have nightmares that all the people that he loved best in the world were standing around his bed and just pointing their fingers at him and saying, look at Sam. Crocodiles in the water, lions in the rocks. They don't have to look after their little ones, but not Sam. There's no love in him. And he woke up saying, there is love in me, there is. And he started to wonder, what if the child had died? And the thought became so strong that he started to wander through the deserts and the forests and the mountains. And as he started to wander, he said, excuse me, my name is Sam, I'm such a handsome hero. But now I'm old, when I was young and stupid, I gave my child away. It was a little baby with white hair. Have you heard a story about a baby with white hair that didn't work? No. Thanks anyway, actually. Excuse me, have you ever heard a story about a long time ago? A baby with white and with that, she picked up Sam and she placed him by his father. And when his father saw his own son with his long white hair standing there so strong, so brave, so beautiful, his heart nearly broke with happiness. And so he took the boy home and he gave him royal robes and a charging horse, and he said, "Son, you can have everything, but what I strongly suggest is that you take a wife." How many of you want to get married? Like now? You are a hero, aren't you? Well, it's all right, I just want to get married, but you know, maybe just not now. His father was a lovely girl. He said, "Yeah, she's cute, yeah, but not now." Well, another one. He said, "Yeah, she's in my room to get married. It would be maybe, yeah, that one, yeah. Listen, Father, would you just mind if I went for a walk to think about it?" But if you were a wild, white-haired boy that was brought up in the mountains, if you go for a walk to think about it, you might forget yourself. And so he walked himself out of Iran. He walked and he walked until he came to the enemy land of Kabul. And because he was so beautiful, many people invited him for a meal. And he sat down, and as he was eating, somebody said to him, "Wow, you are very handsome. But you know, there's a girl, her name is Ruda, she happens to be a princess, and she's got hair a little bit like that. It flows down as black as the night. She's got eyes as bright as the stars, and skin as smooth as a polished stone. And she is so beautiful that if anybody ever sees her, they go, 'Oh, she's lovely.'" Now, it just so happened that they said that about all Persian girls. You know, black hair, like the night, eyes like the stars. But the Tsar was one of those strange young men that had an instinct about things. He knew when the birds were going to pass overhead. He knew when just to arrive outside your door. And his heart started to beat, his knees started to knock, his brow started to sweat. He fell in with a story about a girl who was beautiful. But the strange thing was, somewhere else, in the king's palace, was Rudaba. She was sitting with a glass of wine and a plate of food. And her father said, "Well, there's a very handsome young man, but he's not going to come to dinner here because he's the enemy of Kabul. His name is Zar, and he's really something. He's got long white hair, he's got the sky in his eyes, he's got the mountains in his muscle, and the wind never tangles in his hair when he runs down the mountains. And they say that he's as generous as a crocodile is to its young." Yeah, he's a nice man, but he's not coming for dinner. And she, her heart started to beat. Have you been in love?
Yeah, I just want a girlfriend.
You just want a girlfriend? Well, you need to learn to be in love, but first of all, your heart starts to beat. Come on, you hardened, happy lovers, show the heart when it bleeds. Come on, show the knees when they're not, don't you shy up, it's just, you're in that brown, because I just yes, they're very good here, that's quite good. You can't just be the Tarzan, you have to go a bit weak as well. And a bit, The two of them, they put their foods away, they put their wine away, they couldn't eat, they couldn't speak, they couldn't sleep. You know how it gets when they were totally.
Did they actually get in the toilet?
No, you can't do anything like that. You can't do anything. No bodily functions allowed when you're in love. They don't exist, do they? Love has nothing to do with bodily functions, no. But if you're a hero, you don't let the grass grow under your feet if you're in love, do you, sir? Do you? Do you let the grass grow under your feet if you're in love? You don't think about it, do you? You just like, totally cool, yeah, that's right. But anyway, he went right. He came to the lemon groves. Ruda's palace. He tiptoed because he shouldn't be seen there. He saw a tall tower, and he knew that the top of that tower would be the vision of the woman. And so he let out a little sound. And the pigeon stopped at one note, and she just knew. She went to the window, she opened it, she looked out. What did she do next? Because she's up there and he's down here. How does he get up?
You could just jump on.
You could just jump. Yeah.
You got
You could do a running jump. Yes, you could do a running jump.
a flip.
You could do a flip. You could do a flip. You might end up down long enough. I'll give you a clue. She's got a thick, black, muscular silk hair.
You can do a tunnel.
Like a rope. And so she let down her thick, black, muscular silk hair. You can see quite a few thick, black, muscular silk hair here. And so he lifted it up and like an orchid, like orange blossom. He said, I couldn't possibly climb up your hair and I hurt you. And he couldn't to the top of the battlements, and he climbed up the rope. And when she saw him, the poet said that she was a vision. Her eyes had the space of the Milky Way, and that he was like a lion. But you know what they just said to each other? Hi. I don't know anything but you. That's each other. Oh, for goodness sake, come on, I can't do this. Who would like to be a young lover? Who wants to go be a princess and a hero? Come on, look at all these beautiful women, come on. You can't. Give her a round of applause. Come on, now. You can have the starry cloak here because you are as mysterious as the night. You can stand on that chair without falling out off on me. Yes, lovely. And that will give you just something glittery. Of course, princesses have to wear something glittery. And they always make up their face to look like a dog. Don't they? They go in this style. She's a little dog. It has to be a little dog, not a theistic one. But there she is, like that. But heroes, they can see through any disguise. Who would like to come and be a hero? Heroes don't ask why they always wear their skin clothes. I don't know, you speak heroically on their behind, because heroes always obey instructions. Yes. Come on then. So we're going to give you some music, and what's going to happen is we're going to start over there, because that's sort of lying through the trees where you go to see River. You're going to tiptoe, because you don't want to be seen, so don't go in there. We're going to give you music. You're going to tiptoe through the lemon groves. Around here, this is a blue lake. Yes, there's a little fish in it. Yes, we have the music. Can you wear a little seal of your hair? You know, it's like a big rope and it goes into a kind of loop. Can you do that? And then he climbs all the way up the rope, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to make you come down to his level, but he's coming up to your level. But when you see him, you start to fly. Such a lovely moment, and the rain is pouring outside, but the scent of the garden is actually hot. That's amazing. Yeah. Stay smiling too quickly. See the dog again. Look, oh, sure. That's a good cut away, because it's exactly how it was. Yeah. You look along, yeah, a little bit embarrassed. I don't know what to say. This is real. And then the sun taps on the window. And Zal always gets his timing right. He climbs down the rope, he's ready to climb down the rope, he was on. And he goes running through the lemon grove as fast as he can, as fast as he can, that way. Run as fast as you can. That's it. That's it. And she shuts the window. Something like that. Yes, and we give them thunderstorms. Very lovely. Very, very lovely. Thank you very much. He runs, deserts, forests, mountains, he just goes as far as he goes straight to the king of Iran. And he says, as he holds out his muscles, he said, I am the son of Saul, the hero. I fought many battles for you, and my father fought many battles for you, and I will fight even more. If you let me marry the princess of Kabul, I know that our countries are at war. But why should we have to suffer for something that happened centuries before? And the king just looked at him and went, because he had never seen such a handsome hero. He said, well, you've got the beauty of a hero, you've got the strength of a hero, but have you got the brains of a hero? Answer me these riddles. How are your brains today? Is your brain awake? Yeah, what is the right one? Let's see that in a minute. Okay, ready? Question puzzle, it goes like this. A black horse and a white horse chase each other. They never tire and they never die, and we never see them together. The question that the king of Iran asked Zal to test him was, what is the black horse and what is the white horse? You are now the synapses in Zal's brain. What is the black horse and what is the white horse? Please, suggestions. Sorry? Pardon? The dog is the black horse, isn't it? And what is the white horse? The white horse is the princess in some ways, yes, she's all day and night. You are the synapses in Zal's head. Because Zal said, oh, that's easy, two shiny horses, one black, one white, one is the day, the other is the night. Sit down. Get me out of the middle. And so the king said, okay, what can you give, what can you take, what can you lose, what can you make? There's a day one, there's a night one, there's a wrong one, there's a right one. What can you give, what can you take, what can you lose, what can you make? There's a day one, there's a night one, there's a wrong one, there's a right one. Have some suggestions. Come on, otherwise it's not going to get good. Sign up to start crying. Yes, then what is in your emotion? Sorry? Right, yes, now think, if you had, what is the right, what is the wrong, there's a day, there's a night, you can give, and you can make. Brilliant, yes. There's a day one, there's a night one, there's a wrong one, there's a right one. What can you give, what can you take, what can you lose, what can you make? Time. And Zal said the answer is clear and easy to guess. The time is right. I need my princess. Now I have a riddle for you. What can you give away and sometimes lose? It's always red that gets the blues. It breaks and mends and sometimes sings. It's not a bird and yet has wings. The heart. And I have given my heart to the princess of the ball at that moment, as if my summons told them what something could just the princess of the ball came in, grabbed by her father, who was pulling her by that thick, quite muscular sort of hair, and he had a knife in his other hand, and he was holding it against her neck. King of Iran, I will kill my daughter if it displeases you that she loves the son of your hero. Because one life is nothing to war. Oh, the king did this. Because he had never seen a princess so beautiful, he said, forget the war. These two will have a hero for a child. And so they were married. And we were there, weren't we? Yes? We were there, the wine didn't go to our heads. Yes, and the food didn't make us fat. And the elephants kicked up a jig. And the camels danced on their hooves. And the fountains ran with perfumes and wine. And of course, after the wedding, real life set in, and Ruda got pregnant, and everybody said she was probably going to give birth to an elephant because she was so big. In fact, they said after 9 months that the baby in her belly was probably going, I'm not coming out. I'm not coming out of this belly. And after 9.5 months, it was a bit serious. Someone was walking up and down outside the princess of quarters, and then he remembered something. What? Who stopped it? The son, if the son is not born, she's going to die, and so is the child. Who's got the feather? Oh, you've got it. Okay, so. Are you ready to make the sound of the sacred fire? As he reached up towards the heavens, the Simone came flying, her wings dropping pearls. She settled, and she said, Zal, my son, take a blue steel dagger, pierce the waist of your wife, and take the child from the womb, the lion from its lair, and then smooth another of my feathers over her wound, and she will heal without a scar. And so exactly that was done, and the child was born. And when born, he was as big as you are now. He had shoulders, like the shoulders of mighty elephants. Can you show me a mighty elephant shoulders, please? Yes. He had thighs, like the thighs of the camels in a desert. And he had a waist of silver, a reed, and his name was Rustam. So how are you doing? Are you ready for some Rustam stories, or have you had enough? It's quite hot in here, isn't it?
Yes.
You've done 40
I'm ready for some more.
You're ready for some more? Well, I think we can continue later with some heroic exploits of Rustam. But, well, sorry, I think maybe a little break would be a good thing now, because it's so hot. And then what we'll do is we'll come back with some acting out with the children, and maybe have a little bit of storytelling at the end, or they'll show what they've done. Movement, never mind. Okay, so you're going to be shape-changing demons, all right? So you stand up. You stand up. Let's have you on these blue mats so that the adults get the benefits of your fantastic expertise. You stay still, and you're going to walk around, and let's just see that to start with. Okay, shape-changing demon, right? You're going to be in his head, telling him what he's going to change into. You're going to change the rate of 1,000 miles per hour for demons. Alright, so it could be something good, it could be a handsome hero. So try saying handsome hero, and he will be it. You say handsome hero, he's going to walk around you as a handsome hero. Go on, flip your hand, stride a little bit, come on. Handsome hero, you don't have to do anything, actually you already are. Yeah, you keep walking around looking like yourself. Okay, change it into something else. It could be a tiger, it could be a lion, it could be a dragon, it could be anything. Swordfish. You have to become swordfish and move around. Yeah. Excellent. Choose something else. Cat. Something else? Dog. It's quite, that is, rather than of course doing that on your own in front of everybody is brilliant. So now you're going to do it as a pair. So why don't you stand up please out of the pair. The other one should be sitting down. The one standing up is going to give the things like dog, cat, demon, dragon, crocodile. And the other person really is going to change into them. You can have a space in your box and so and they're going to give you 1 minute to do that. So are you going to stand? Those people standing? You're going to make your partner look really, really hard. Shape change as a demon. You got a partner? Here we are. Oh, you've got a partner. Do you want to work with me? Come on, work with me. Perfect. Still. Do you want to work with any adults? It could be a shape change. Or you could be young people who would mind joining in to have a partner.
Don't have a partner.
You're not this one. Here you are. The two of you there. All right. So come and find a space to choose. You can come right back here. And give them a little quiet music so that they can get into the spirit of it. And when the music starts, the one standing are going to start giving some things that the demon is going to change into. And this time the big group will have something bigger, young people, and the smaller children, and a mixture in each group, please. The big group will have a mixture sitting in a space beside them. monster. It could be a dragon, hang on. It could be just a beast, but it's got to be deadly. Yeah. So I mean, things like eyes like fire, teeth like axes, claws that can tear you apart, tongue that spits out poison, goo, noses that spew out poison, snot, yes, legs that kick and punch like karate. But you're just making one between the five of you, and this is how you're going to do it. So if I am, for example, the head of the monster, who's going to come and attach onto me, but hold my hand to make another bit of the monster? Come and be something, yeah? Fantastic. Keep hold of that, it's perfect. What are you? Great. Are you in? I snap in there, what are you? It happened before. Anyone like to come here and vicious taste? Okay, hold on now. You need to hold on to me so that I don't lose you. Okay, I'm going to move all together, ferociously, about to eat somebody. Terrify the audience if you like. Okay, here we go, we're going to do it. It's many heads, so it's still like it. Fantastic. But of course you don't have to make that shape. You can make a long, snaky shape. You have someone pulling on the floor. You can do whatever you like. You can make as different ones as you like. So you must all be holding on to each other. And you've got 2 minutes to make it. Go. We're going to walk in this direction. Right, you know that heroes go on quests, don't you? You needed to do 10 push-ups for do them, friend. Yes? You need to go to the parent, but this is a parent hero. 1, 2, 3. Oh! You don't need to go out. 5. Say, don't just be back down. 6. He's really doing it. He's a hero. And 7.
2 seconds.
Can you line up over there, please? Adults, again, can I just ask you, was there anybody in the monsters, when they were doing the monsters, that had a particularly ferocious face that you can remember? Anybody remember a particularly ferocious face of the monsters? Oh, would you like to show your monster faces to the adults so that they can choose one? It's actually got to be, hasn't it? Yeah. Do you want to come stand here? Because I tell you what has happened. This particularly ferocious monster, has she got a name, this monster? Can you invent a name? Can you show the adults they're going to invent a name for you? Go on. Show the monster. Yeah, find a name. So he does that. The open mouth. Anything creative comes to you. The open mouth. Gene monster. He's like, the magic feather of the sea org, and heroes and heroines, you need to quest to find it. Now, you can choose any walk. You can choose a walk from here, or a walk from here, or a boring walk. It's up to you. But you're going to quest. Now, monster, you are guarding the feather. But first of all, you face, I don't know, oceans and mountains and kingdoms that belong to you. It's like Grandmother's footsteps, only it's got a slight difference. You're going to turn around. If you see anything moving, you point and you have to go back to the beginning of the quest. Okay. Let's have, oh, back. Good. And turn back. Who was it? Just say, here the green, please, sir. Good. Right, that was just a warm-up. So go back, because it's going to be much harder to do on that. When you hear this sound, questing heroes, heroines back, and cheating. Right. When you hear this sound, this means that you are going through mountains that are dropping thundering hail on you. So we want to see how that makes you walk, okay? Let's just see. See how you walk with mountains thundering hail on you. And stop there. Fabulous. Look at that. It's already wounded. Yes? Back we go. When you hear this sound, when you hear this sound, you're going through blazing deserts, okay? So of course the sound is going to be very hot under your feet. Let's see you. Hot. And stop. Good. Okay, back you go. Questing here. Are you ready? Now go to Gene Monster. Are you sure you're ready? Standing back and start to keep your camera moves. Okay. of 4 holding hands facing me. Lines of 4. Not the young man in green. He's going to be young man in green. Would you come together? You just stop the feather. Lines of 4. So brilliant, you three. Come and stand in front of me, facing me. Okay, just so I can see. And one more to hold hands in. Yeah, hold hands. One more behind these 4, please, holding hands. To make the magic maze. And actually, could you each hold a line so that the older children will not together. So you make a line each of 4 or 3. So you need to get 2 or 3 with you. We need to. No. Okay. So that's 4 here. You do need to hold hands for this one, though, because it's on names. Thank you. And 2 there. So we could have, in fact, 2 lines of 3, if you like. So we have 3 behind that line. Or are we going to have a line of 2 lines of 4?
Lan geldi. Bak şu dedim ben anladın mı?
Do you like a milkshake?
آهنگ خوب بذار که شما دو تا
It's a really funny song. It's a really funny song.
Why did you wait? I was going to take a Don't say Eric, this is how you dance, okay? You don't know how to dance in the bathroom.
Don't block yourself. That was a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun.
Oi, sai di ciò, ne mi ha? Deve darsi che abbraccio. ملیک‌نام باشه این خوبه این دیگه تا میری با کاری
تو چرا وایسادی؟
خودی رو نداشته Think of another tune in your head. It's not that kind. من بگم از حالا همه خانم نه که دیگران نمیدن همه میدن که خبر
I'm looking at funny pictures of you. You go like this.
بیا نگاه کن
دیدی خراب نشد
خراب نشد شوخی کردم
سروش چه؟
اونا سوال میوزیک
میگیرم
اون بابا زیاد چیز
من
داره.
عکس
من
میگیرم
برای چیزا کار بود
من عکس میگیرم
یه فیلم عکس
چیز
نیستش که
هستم.
تموم شده